So hey everyone, I'm super excited today to be presenting on how to create an end of financial year sale. So I just did a little bit of my Googles, and you know, everyone should do their Googles. And when I did my Googles, it says that $15 billion is forecasted to be spent at the end of this financial year. So who would like a piece of that action? Okay, so 81% of Aussies will take advantage of the end of financial year sales. A survey found that more than 2,000 Aussie shoppers have been stocking up their savings accounts, getting ready for the end of financial year sales. And a quarter of the group were putting away around $1,500 to $6,000 to spend on a shopping spree. And I know my partner does it. My partner goes, oh, I want to buy this. Oh, I want to buy this. Oh, it's end of financial year. I'll wait. Okay, so who wants a piece of that action? Most of us do. So today I'm going to help you map out how you come up with that offer, how you create a sales and marketing plan so that you can get in on the spending action. The good news is that you also can market to other businesses. So we always think about the business to business model as well, because there's big money there. And when it comes to B2B, they have got to spend, they've got a budget that they can spend and potentially can claim back on the end of financial year. So often we forget about, with Nicole right now, looking at getting in at schools, they've got a budget to spend. So going to them with the idea that, hey, it's end of financial year. If you've still got money in your budget to spend, why not consider this? And here's my end of financial year offer. Win-win for everyone. So end of financial year is a great for the customers, for all of us to grab a deal, but also good for businesses to be able to make more sales before the end of financial year and to spend their budget. So here's a couple of things that you could consider doing. And number one is to get rid of any excess stock. So if you're a product-based business, potentially you want to get rid of old stock, excess stock, or limited or reduced items that you still have hanging around. Perhaps number two, you could encourage new customers to trial a product or a new service. So even beta test something. You know, I'm a big fan about beta testing, but you could encourage new customers to trial a new offer at a reduced price. Number three, retarget people who have visited specific offers but didn't go through. So we can go back to our email lists, look at who's been clicking at what links and go, hey, you previously looked at this item but didn't purchase it. I now have it as an end of financial year sale. Number four, you could retarget existing loyal customers and say, hey, what about this? You have this, but what about that? And number five, you could re-engage customers who haven't bought from you in a while. So if somebody bought a product from you last year, you could retarget them and say, hey, it might be time. Why don't you, have a look at this again? And we've now got a special offer because you previously bought it a year ago. So how do you create your end of financial year sales and marketing plan? Well, number one, you have to create a desirable offer. If it is not desired by someone, they will not buy it. And when it is desirable, it has to be customer and outcome focused. It has to include persuasive content that's going to persuade the audience that's looking at that offer to actually follow through and purchase. You're going to need a payment link. You're going to need a coupon. I highly recommend having a timer or a clock down, or only 3 left, only 2 left, only 1 left. And you certainly should have an abandoned cart set up on your website. Super, super important. Number two, you then create a content plan around that offer. So the content plan has to support or give the offer credibility so somebody actually follows through and purchases it. It has to compel them to actually purchase that offer. Number three is that you then got to look at your channels and go, where is my audience? Where is my audience and what channels? So which are my primary channels that I'm going to use? What type of content is going to work well on those channels? How am I going to get a yes? And then you've got to put it in your diary to daily go in and check or monitor those channels, right? At least 5 minutes a day, go in and see who's engaging, see who is commenting, and possibly look at what needs tweaking along the way. Number 4, you have to create segmented email automations and retargeting sequences. So nobody should even think about doing paid advertising if you do not have segmented email automations and sequences set up. You should not even look at paid advertising ever. You are not ready for ads if you do not have a full funnel. And a full funnel includes the offer and audience, the content plan, obviously the setup, and then the retargeting and the nurturing, which happens through emails and automations and sequences. Number 5, this is one that often people forget. Go to your referral partners and ask them to share the offer across their socials and into their emails. We often forget to do that. So where to start when creating an end of financial year? Well, firstly, you've got to decide on the strategy. What is it exactly that you're hoping to achieve? Is it to get rid of stock? Is it more visibility? Is it to sell the last remaining sessions that you have that month? Is it an old offer? Is it maybe an old online course or program that you have that you want to bring back to life? You first got to come up with the strategy, okay, for yourself. There are so many options when it comes to possible marketing funnels, and I'm going to blow your mind today with some of them. However, it is important for you to note that you need to just get one up and working, because too many of us get overwhelmed. And right now it is the 13th of June, which means you've literally got 2 weeks to get it right. So I would say get one email or one funnel set up and get that one working and get it working well. Because there's multiple that you could do, but it can get overwhelming. But as the years go, the good news is that you can always repurpose or reactivate those automations for the following year. So for example, if you've got an end of financial year sale that you did last year, perhaps you could just go and rerun that and just tweak it and test it before going to the market, because things do change year to year. So consider what is the most profitable for you to set up and run, and ensure that it's something that someone actually wants and they're going to buy. And this isn't something that you want to wing. So you can't just kind of go the day before end of financial year and go, I'm going to wing this and just do a sale and send out an email automation. It doesn't work like that. It is a process, and done right, it does work well. It is important to note that this is probably not the time for you to go with a new offer to a new audience, because it's not going to work. It's probably better to look at the audience that you do have and go, what is the best suited offer for that audience right now? Bundle it together, make it all nice and one nice little package, and say, here is my end of financial year sale. So how do you create that sale? Well, firstly, it does need to be a desirable offer. So go and map out what that offer is going to be and make sure that it is customer and outcome focused. Remember, it is not focused on the benefit. It's not focused on the deliverables of it. It is focused on the outcomes of it, the benefits of having that, what's in it for them. Ensure that it is something that you're actually going to profit from. So many people go and may give away programs for, $97 and it's a $1,000 program. Here's the thing. If it's not your time, it's okay, because it's not your time. So if it's an online program, you can do that, but it needs to be big. It needs to be part of a bigger funnel. So the $97 is to get them into a $1,000 program, but you're actually upselling them then into another program in your email automation. So it is important to note that it does need to be profitable in the long term. So you do need to weigh that up. Now, research last year, Black Friday, research showed that impulse buying is down drastically. Now, this is a good thing and a bad thing. So previously, all the big guys had amazing systems set up, and impulse buying, they would go in and it was such a good funnel. People would just buy. But because impulse buying is down, it means that people are now going to Google to go and compare your offers to everyone else. And I gave you an example of that last week when I spoke about this today's training. I did it. I went in and I wanted to buy, what was I buying? I can't even remember. Who remembers what I was buying? Bonus points if you remember last week's session. I was buying, what is it? Margaret, you've got it.
Was it key locks or something?
Yes, I did. Thank you. I was buying locks for the gym, and you needed a special kind of lock. It had to have a skinny sort of long hook. So I went to go buy locks, and I went online and I Googled the locks and I found a couple of places. Then I was like, oh, there's locks, but I think they were $16 each. But then I went into eBay and I found that you could buy two and get one free. So it ended up costing me $32, but I ended up getting one free. So I ended up getting 3 locks. And that was better for me because I needed 3 locks for my twins and then for myself. So instead of me impulse buying, and the first one that came up, which was obviously had ads behind it in Google, right? Because all the ads come up. Instead of me going and looking, going, oh, there's one for $16. It was $20, it's now $16. I went and I Googled and I looked at Catch of the Day. I looked at eBay. I went and looked at all the other places before I purchased until I found the right one. So impulse buying is down, but that is good news for you. It means that people are going to go and have a look. So it is really, really important that you consider this when you create your end of financial year sale. So every sale should have a good title. Whenever you package it together, it needs to be a super, super great, juicy title. It shouldn't be cryptic. It should clearly communicate what it is that you're offering. And remember, it's the outcome of what you're offering, not a cool, clicky name. Number 2, you need to be able to communicate the benefit of that offer. So what's in it for them? And often I use does this sound familiar? So you can connect with their pain points and then back it up by going, does it sound familiar? And then going, would you like to feel like this? So it's the pain and then the promise or the outcome. Number 3 is it has to have a start and an end date. Okay. So you've got to work out what that is. Is it 24 hours? Is it 48 hours? And if so, remember to actually say what the day and the time is, like Friday, Queensland, 5 p.m. Queensland time, so that people know. So it's not just 24 hours. It's really important to let people know because, for example, in the emails, they might be opening the emails all at different times. If you think about stories are only available for 24 hours. So on Instagram, you can actually put a little countdown timer on. But it's important to let people know what the start and end date is. T's and C's, it's really important for you to include any T's and C's that may be necessary, like shipping, or a guarantee or a refund policy, anything like that that needs to be included. Ensure that that's there. And any other objections that you potentially could have. So frequently asked questions is a great one. Display the sale value or bonuses and include a countdown or a timer. So as I said, countdowns and timers are really good, or I've only got 3 of these left. So there's basically 3, 2, 1. Okay. And ensure that you can take payment simply. Simply take payment. It's a 1-step process, and check your coupons work. Again, I think I gave you the example a couple of weeks ago around how I was buying clothing online. It was raining. So whenever it rains, one of my clients, she sends out a coupon because she knows people are online and they're buying. And I went on, I bought like about $100 worth of clothing, and it was great. It was a 20% coupon, but the coupon wasn't working. And when I went to pay, the coupon didn't work, and I actually paid the full price. So I messaged her and she said to me, oh, Chantel, it's not you. There are about 10 people doing it. So I said, well, your coupon code's not working. So can you imagine how that ruins a brand when you go to purchase and the coupon doesn't work and you end up paying full price? But not only that, she then had to go and issue refunds to everyone, which is just not professional. And it's it's a 2-step process. So check your coupons work and check that at the end of the sale date that you've actually canceled those coupons. So put in your diary to go in on that date and cancel your coupons should you not want those coupons to work after that date. The next one is have an abandoned cart set up on the website. All right. So again, on the weekend, someone was having a sale. I went on, I was purchasing. I have purchased from them before. I added stuff to the cart and then I went and shut my computer down. When you shut your computer down, it closes all your tabs. I lost my shopping cart. I wanted to buy probably around $200 worth of stuff. And now I can't even remember the name of the business or where it was that I was buying that stuff from. And if they had an abandoned cart, would have got a little pop-up, or alternatively, I would have got an email because I have bought from them previously to say, hey, here's your cart. We noticed you on your site. Here's your cart. Please go back and check out. And the last one is ensure that you have email sequences set up to retarget those who have clicked but didn't buy. So sometimes people click on the links and they don't actually purchase. So we want to be able to nurture those people with emails or re-engage them to say, hey, you previously looked at this product. Do you have any questions about that? Perhaps I could help you with something. It does expire soon. And we want to make sure that you have those email automation sequences set up. So how do you market the end of financial year sale? Well, firstly, right now, even though we're 2 weeks out, I don't know if you've noticed, but people are already talking about end of financial year sales. In fact, some people are actually selling right now. But some people are actually just announcing their sale and letting people know and say, subscribe on the website, I've got a sale coming. So they're building their email list in the lead up to their sales, saying, if you want to find out what my sale is, be sure that you check my socials and be sure that you check my emails, because it's only going to be for 24 hours, 48 hours, or over the weekend, or whatever you decide to choose. But let people know that there is an end of financial year offer coming, and you can decide how you're going to evoke curiosity with them. So after that, you then need to create the content plan. So this is something I always do. And, I like to use Trello. I'll go and map it out and map out my content plan and go, if this is my offer, then this is the content that I need to be creating in order to get these people to say yes. So what is the content that I need to say to get yes from these people? So I have to consider the offer and the audience. Remember, it has to make sense. Okay, the content plan has to persuade this particular person to buy that particular offer. Okay, it has to all be relevant. So include things like, what graphics are you going to use? What videos are you going to use? What reels, what testimonials, what key messaging, what infographics you're going to use. And I go and create all of that and put it all into my Trello board. So then I can then go and map out my content, which is all relevant to that offer. Jane, I know, noticed the comment that I said to Daryl with regards to my flyer and my banners. Red is not one of my branding colors. My branding colors are blue and green and yellow. However, on my banners, my promotional banners for the expo, and on my brochures that Jane helped me create, I have got red, get free leads on repeat, and an arrow and it's red, which is not one of my colors, but red is one of the most clicked on colors out of all buttons. So if you change your buttons to red, or change your important call to action to red, red is the most commonly, especially by men, especially by men. It is the most clicked on. Oh, there's Ziggy just getting up and having a stretch, and just rotate and lie down. Okay, that's my dog in the background. Did you see his tongue this morning on Facebook? He's like, I was like, yeah, happy Monday. So red is one of the most commonly, so you may wish to trial that. Trial changing the colors of your buttons and see what works. So then you need to promote your sale through your social media channels. So remember that I like to spend 80% of my time on the most relevant channel for you, and it's different for everyone on here. But 80% on that channel, and then 20% of your time is spent on the other channels, just giving yourself brand awareness. But don't try and milk a stone. Is that the saying? Don't milk a stone? Don't try and milk a stone. Is that the saying? Yep. No one knows?
Get blood out of a stone?
Blood out of a stone?
No.
Yeah. Don't try and milk blood out of a stone. Yeah, we'll put those two together. But yeah, so there's no point in trying to waste time and energy on something that doesn't work. Once you've got your offer, your audience, your content plan, and then you've got your right channel, go on there, put that content plan on your right channel. You can do that by changing your social media banners. So your banners, your bios, your pinned posts, stories, reels, doing lives, creating a landing page on your website. You could even have it on your website pop-up. And of course, if you've got a shop front, ensure that your shop front has got a sign as well. Then, of course, you need to send it out to your email list. Okay, you have to, you could even make people feel special by giving your current email list early access. So I could go out to my current email and say, hey, there is an end of financial year. It starts in a week. However, I'm giving you early access because I've only got 3 places available. So I'm giving you guys the early access so you can purchase now before you go into the mix of it. Okay. Consider giving repeat or past customers a special deal. So you could say, thank you for your loyalty. I'm offering this to you first. Ensure that you create enough email campaigns to not be spammy, but to nurture and compel or persuade the sale. Okay. And again, you've just got to look at the time frame. If it's only like over 2 days, well, you've got to make sure that you've got 2 days worth of emails going out, but you want to make sure that you've got those the re-engaging ones. So those who are clicking on those links are getting separate emails as well to say, I noticed you clicked on the link, but you didn't follow through. Here is your abandoned cart, or could I help you with something? So make sure that those additional emails are set up as well. Text messaging. So for those of you who do capture people's mobile numbers, I actually do encourage you to do that. Getting, text messaging is a great way to do it. I will often send out text messages through my email marketing platform, which will say, hey, we've got a special offer, check your emails. But you can also retarget people who clicked on links. Hey, we noticed you clicked on a link in our email. That 20% offer expires in an hour. Here is that link again. Because your texts are opened more than emails are opened. However, at the end of the day, it does come down to subject lines, which I'll talk about in a while. So how do you maximize your end of financial year sale? Well, firstly, do your research. It always starts with research. If your customer is going to go out and they're going to start researching other products, you have to know where you stand. So potentially you could go out right now and see what their offer is, and your offer has to be more delicious than their offer. So visually, it's got to be more delicious. Key messaging wise, it's got to be more delicious. And of course, price wise, it has to be more delicious. Okay, because they are going to go to Google, because impulse buying is down and people are going to Google. You have to make sure that your funnel, the way that you present things, is a lot more professional than theirs is, and that you're presenting it a lot better. So you have to do your research. You have to look at the data, your current data, and go, well, what has worked up until this point, or what worked last year? You have to look at your customer's journey. So we speak about customer mapping and look at the customer's journey. We've got to look at what are the touch points that these people need in order to say a yes. And then you've got to work out what is your best strategy for this year. You have to ensure that you're not funnel lumping. So funnel lumping means that we take our B2B clients and our B2C clients and we shove them into the same funnel, because the language is different, their touch points are different, the desirable offer is different, and the way that we deal or communicate with them is different. So we cannot funnel lump. You will get a fat no from both of them, because general and fluffy does not work. It is better to respect your funnels, so have them separate. So map out the customer journeys for all your different funnels. And as I said, if you're overwhelmed and stressed, just get one right. Just get one entire funnel right. So number 3 is it's imperative that your marketing supports your offer to instill the know, like, and trust, so that you can make that sale or at least get an inquiry from that person. Okay, so your marketing has to support that, which we spoke about earlier. Supportive marketing would include statistics, success stories, social proof, and credibility. All right, to get people across the line. Remember, people don't just want to hear from you how good your offer is. They need to see it from other people. Oh, my favorite F word, number 4, follow through with your funnel. Meaning that ensure that you go in every single day, you read your reports, you have a look at who's clicking what, you retarget and engage with those people who've been clicking on links, but have not purchased. I mean, I always use the example of that webinar funnel that I had. We had one person booked in from the webinar funnel. I noticed that I think 4 or 5 of the people have been clicking on the link all the time. I literally sent them a Facebook message and said, I noticed you're clicking on the link. The program actually starts tomorrow. Can I answer any questions? They said, sure, let's have a quick chat. Had a chat, and all 5 of those people bought. They had a question that I just hadn't answered in the email. But as soon as I got them on the phone, they booked in, and that was $2,000 program for each of those ones. So, but imagine if I just sent the emails, they clicked on the links, and I looked at the links and went, oh, well, I've only got 1 person signed up for my course and I did nothing. Whereas I looked at who clicked on the links and actually re-engaged those people. And sometimes it's not with an email. If you're talking about a $2,000 program, you know what? It's going to be a call. It's not going to be an email that's going to get them across the line. Anything over $500, you're looking at a call or a webinar in order to get that money. So much money is lost by people not following through. So please make sure that you follow through with your funnel. All right. So this is a time now where if anyone has an idea for an end of financial year, I am prepared to map that out with you. So first one to put up their hand, virtual or not virtual, I will map it up. Jane Rushton, in it to win it. Fortunes in the follow-up, Daryl. Yes, thank you. I love it. All right, cool. So this is me completely on the spot. I'm going to map out Jane Rushton's funnel. Go, Jane.
Okay, so my NLP practitioner training is coming up on the last weekend of July and the first weekend of August.
Okay, first weekend of August. So let's map this out. So the process that I go through here, guys, is the same process that you should use for yourselves. All right. So I'm going to do the exact same. There it is, process. Okay. So number 1, we've got to create a desirable offer. So did you say it's NLP and hypnosis?
No, it's NLP practitioner.
NLP practitioner.
Training.
Okay. So we've got to create a desirable offer. And when we first look at the desirable offer, who desires this?
Business owners selling marketing, people who are wanting to remove procrastination, blocks, literally want a transformation. So people who are stuck.
First, do we go with who wants it? Oh, sorry. Who? So we want business owners want it. All right. Yeah, and I mean, we can niche into that a bit more. Then we go, why do they want it? So it's personal. They want it personally, or they want it as an income stream.
Income stream, but also to improve marketing, improve NLP, because it's all the mindset of getting that clarity, removing blocks.
That's personally, right? So personally for themselves, their mindset.
Procrastination, blocks,
so
clarity,
that's the mindset
focus.
Or the income stream. Okay. All right. The date is in August, so first week August.
Would you focus on the sales aspect of it and the marketing aspect?
Yeah, why? So personally for mindset, so for business, it would be income stream. Business, it would be income stream and making sales. So income stream and making sales. Yep.
Increasing sales, yeah.
Yeah. And it's the first week in August, right?
No, it's over 2 weekends, 28th of July weekend and the weekend of the 5th of August.
Okay, 2 weekends, end of July.
It's also if people want a career in this.
So it's in Gold Coast, so that's also non-negotiable because it's on the Gold Coast, so it's not online. All right. So the first thing you've got to do is you've got to come up with a title. Okay.
So the title was generally Holistic NLP, Timeline Therapy, Hypnosis Training. Yeah.
That's the deliverable. We want a title that's going to stop the right person and make them opt in.
Okay, that's where your help's
So it could be improve your mindset and
Business performance. Business performance.
And business performance by becoming NLP certified.
Yeah.
So something like that. So you want something that's going to address who this is specifically for and why they need it. All right. Then you're going to need persuasive content, right? So if we look at the content, what type of content do we need to get people to believe that this is why they need it? So what do we have to prove? We've got to prove NLP as a thing. Okay, because some people don't know what NLP is. So you've got to prove NLP as a thing to do that. You've got to prove that they can make money from it.
Yeah.
What else? Guys, anyone else can jump in. So if you want to unmute yourself and jump in, you can go for gold. So you can prove that NLP is a thing. Prove that you can make money from it. Prove it makes you better.
Yeah, testimonials.
We've got to use testimonials. We've got to use statistics to back it up. Statistics. Yeah. You'd have to use quotes from other industries to say how important it is, because people don't want to hear how good it is from you. They need to see it from other people. So yeah. Quotes validating.
And they get 4 certifications, so working in 4 areas as well.
Sorry, say that again.
So 4 certifications, so you get coaching, NLP.
So what certification will give you? What certification will give you? Okay, so you've got to create a content plan now around that to prove to them that they can improve their mindset and business performance by becoming NLP certified. Okay, so the next thing is that you would then have to create a landing page, okay, with a payment link.
Yeah, so that'd be on my online store that's already there. Yeah, Jane Rush
Yep.
Online.
And now because it's end of financial year, what is the desirable offer? So is there going to be a percentage off? Is it going to be a value add? What's going to be the
value? It'd be really value. I could give a percentage off, but a value add is a session with me after it all, which would be so, yeah, a couple of sessions afterwards would be amazing for a person after they did that, after they did the training, just to get that, the clarity of the
okay. And so the value, if the value add-on is a one-on-one is desirable, but what would the outcome of that so would it be a value?
Values, I'd be talking about their business values.
Clarity.
To align them with the outcome. Because what we think we want and what we subconscious mind says we want is our block if they're not aligned.
Okay, so then the value would be a business
assessment, basically.
Oh, let's go breakthrough.
It might take more than 2 sessions for a breakthrough, so
a business breakthrough session. And what's the value of that?
$1,000.
Of that one session?
Well, I was going to give 2. I mean, one is $500, so I'd look at 1 or 2.
So we go personal and business breakthrough session, value $1,000. Okay, and what's the date, the start and end date?
Of the offer?
Yep. So let's have a look. Has everyone looked at the weekday to see when it is?
So it starts on a Friday, the 22nd, Friday, the 28th of July. And the start date of the offer would be as soon as I can get it up. So what date are we today?
Well, end of financial year is 1st of July. So end of financial year sale, you're going to be looking at
finishing the 30th of June.
the 30th of June. So end of financial year sale.
Mhm.
I would go probably the 30th, which is the Thursday, the 30th. I mean, you can run it for as long as you like. You've got to give yourself enough time to market it. So Thursday, the 30th to Monday, the 4th.
Oh,
you-
July.
Or,
Oh,
you,
okay.
or you could run it for a week. So you could run it from the
Monday,
Friday.
the 27th of June till Monday, the 4th of July.
If you go Friday, the 1st of July to Friday, the 8th of July, we find people don't, service-based offers, people don't generally buy as much on the weekends. They tend to buy more during the week.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
So, and that open rates are better during the week. So start and end date would be then, which means it gives you enough time to email through the content plan. So to go to social media, to get people onto the landing page, but then also to go out to your emails and using that content over those 7 days. Content, email marketing. And how much is the program? The NLP training?
The training is 4,500.
Yep. So you're going to have to do a
certified training
phone
of
call.
7 days.
Yeah. So no one will purchase that without a phone call. So the call to action will be a call. You're going to have to make sure that you've got calls available in that time.
Yep.
So that was, somebody did that as well. They were like, oh yeah, you've got to book a strategy call within the week. And I went into their calendar and they had no availability. So you've got to make sure your calendar's open and you actually have time to take those calls. So that would be the call to action.
Would you mind popping down there, need calendar time for strategy calls? Thank you.
Okay, so then the next one is, let's have a look. So then you'd go, so your content would go out to social media. Would all around this content over here to validate that offer, sending them to the landing page. The landing page should not only be able to take payment, but book a call, because we know that it's logical in the customer's journey that they should book a call first. So in fact, book a call should probably be in front of take payment. Now, the next thing you would do is research. Well, we should have done this at the beginning, but you would research to go, how does your offer compare to everyone else's?
That's amazing. It's way better. The other thing is an advantage is that I do small groups as opposed to large groups as well. That's another plus point. It's more personalized.
Yeah, but you will need to go, because people will be looking at how much it is for an NLP certified course in person on the Gold Coast. So how much is everyone else charging? And
that's already done. Yep, done that.
And is the offer that you're giving them? So a personal and business breakthrough session. It's not a personal and business breakthrough.
So call it business and you breakthrough session. Yeah. There's a special for $395 there at the moment. I think it's $395 that I have up there, and it's an $895 deposit.
Because then obviously you've got the payment plan as well. So this is where you've got to be careful how you price present.
Well, most people pay it, the payment's done generally prior, but however, it's about the doing, not the money. The money's just energy.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I will print that down. I'll save that for you and I'll send that to you, so that you've got that sort of mapped out, but that's the exact process that you go. So you want to make sure that you have got your abandoned cart set up over here. Abandoned cart, you know what I mean. Is that right? Abandoned cart. There we go. We got there in the end. Abandoned cart is set up, and you want to make sure that in your emails that you, this is in your emails, that you're looking at who's clicking on links. Link clickers and retarget.
Yeah, the email reports, yeah.
Yeah. And as soon as possible. So people get colder as the day goes by. All right. So we'll keep that one for you. And I'll send that through to you. Does anyone else have an idea or just a question? We've got 5 more minutes. I'm happy to answer any questions and go, is this a good idea? Or what do you think about that? Happy to answer your question. Just unmute yourself and let's go. You've got me, guys. 5 minutes.
What do you recommend for a landing page? Going straight to your online store or a particularly personalized landing
That is a
page?
great question. So if someone is coming from socials and emails, the content has compelled them to click the link, which means I actually like a landing page with nothing except taking payment.
Okay.
So because you can unsell to them when you take them to a sales page, because you've just said to them, you've just compelled them through the content online, and whatever that trigger was, maybe it was a statistic, maybe it was a success story, maybe it was something. Then they get to the sales page, and you've got, on sales pages, we've got everything. It can make or break them. So sometimes less is actually more. We find sometimes that if we just take them to the cart, and the cart literally has the product and the offer and the way to take payment or to book a call. Like if you've got questions, book a call, or you can pay up front and get the bonus. Or so less is actually more, so that we do not confuse them, because remember, a confused mind buys nothing.
Yeah, it's like over talking a sale and people don't know why they don't buy.
100%. So sometimes we can just overdo it. So if we've used our content plan and our content plans work well to get the sale, much better just to have a simple landing page that just.
Sorry, yeah, I thank you. The other thing that I always feel is that saying that, you know, I care about the outcome of my clients or the students that go in there, that they actually get the outcome, the best outcome they possibly can get for them. I mean, as you know, you've done it, so you know the outcomes are amazing, and it does create that clarity. But to put in the marketing part of it is,
I think it would be best if you had an about Jane, and the about Jane is just a 3 to 5 sentences of you, the person, 3 to 5 sentences on how you got in, like your journey to getting into NLP and hypnosis. Then 3 to 5 sentences, why your point of difference and what you're known for. So everyone knows, like, I'm known for accountability, hand-holding, being practical, supportive, taking action, clear-cut direction. Everyone on this call would agree that that's how I am, and I know those things. So I say that in my marketing because it helps me attract other people who are looking for that. Does that help?
yeah. Whereas I suppose I hear people connect with the holistic side and the life change that happens.
I personally think, because it was different for me with the $4,500. I wanted NLP for my clients. I wanted to be able to, I noticed some people got better results than other clients, and it wasn't because of the strategies or them taking action. It was because of the energy behind it. So I wanted to be able to assist people with that. So investing $4,500, that's okay, because I have lots of clients and I make lots of money, and that's okay to spend that. So it depends who the ideal customer is, but they're going to want to see, they immediately thinking on the return on investment. And that's why sometimes I think discussing the fact that they can add it as part of their business model or credibility, sometimes that's an easy sell, because it's like, oh, well, if you can add that to your repertoire, you can actually make more money. Some people may use.
Yeah, a lot of people do it like that, and then a lot of people do it just for their own personal. But from the business perspective, it's what I seem to attract. And you're right, it's the energy that changes within you when you do it, and the
Yeah.
energy that I portray. So I don't know how I put that on the landing page. Thanks.
I think just a simple about Jane at the bottom and about
Yep.
Jane or why Jane. Those of you who, I don't know if I've got one here, a brochure where it says why Jane. Let's see if I can find it. Yes. For those of you who actually did it, I've actually got a why Chantel. And this is me, my point of difference. And that's important to have, because remember, we speak about marketing. Marketing is not about what you do that everyone else does. Marketing is about what you do that's different to everyone else.